Merry Christmas, happy holidays, gang. Welcome back to Cubecember, Dark December. So tonight's story is about an entire family that disappeared right after Christmas, living in the Appalachian Mountains. This is another scary story, so get your snacks. You guys know I got mine. I'm addicted to this mango flavor. Fire. So an entire family disappears right after Christmas and nobody really knew what happened to them. And investigators, they later admitted some terrifying details. They don't believe their family ever left their house after Christmas. This was the winter of 1938 in the Appalachian Mountains. The family name was the Whitakers. Thomas Whitaker lived with his wife, Evelyn Whitaker, and their two children, Jonah, 11, and Martha, who was 7. They lived in a small mountain home nearly a mile from the nearest road. No street light, no neighbors close enough you could even hear screams. Just trees, snow, and quiet. Christmas Day went normal. The family visited, gifts were open, kids played in the snow outside. Nothing felt wrong. The last person to see the Whitakers alive was Thomas's brother, Edgar, who left the family's house around like 9:30 that night. Edgar said the fire was still burning, the children were laughing, and Evelyn was washing up the dishes in the kitchen after dinner. 2 days later, December 27th, Edgar returned. The front door was unlocked. Inside, the house looked... Christmas tree lights were still on, presents were open and scattered underneath it. Food sat nearly half eaten at the table. The fireplace was cold at this point, but ashes showed it burned late throughout the night. Nothing was disturbed, not even messy, just empty. Every winter coat was still inside. Every pair of shoes was accounted for. Thomas's hunting pew-pew was still there. Even Evelyn's purse. Even the family's Bible sat on the table. No one in the mountains leave their home, especially in December, without any of those things, let alone leave at night on Christmas. And there was snow there, fresh snow, like overnight. So nobody could have left. That's the first telltale. Search teams found no footprints, nowhere around. Leaving the house, entering the house, nothing. No wagon track, not even a sled mark. No vehicle impression. They searched the woods. They searched the creek, even the old mine shaft. Nothing. Not a glove, not a scrap of fabric. Years later, town sheriff admitted something off record. The power at the Whitaker's house had gone out sometime around midnight. But when Edgar arrived that morning, y'all remember, Christmas tree lights were still glowing. Locals didn't even believe it was a crime. They said the days between Christmas and New Year's are open, a time Appalachian folklore called the Dead Week, when the old year hasn't ended and a new one hasn't begun. They believe the Whitakers weren't unalive. They were taken by something that doesn't leave tracks, something that clearly doesn't use doors, something that comes out only during the longest nights of winter. The case was never solved. The house was abandoned. Edgar didn't want it, and no one in that town celebrates Christmas past sunset anymore. I mean, nobody in the Appalachia play with nighttime like that. After sunset, I feel like any regular day, they like, yeah, we good. Especially out by yourself, yeah, that's not happening. Because every year on Christmas Eve, people near that ridge swear they hear a train in the distance, even though the tracks were removed decades ago. And that'll be for the next video. It's a whole different subject. You guys want to know about this ghost train? Appalachia has a lot going on. I love these stories. And did you guys know about that Great Divide where the world broke up into pieces? You know, where we split. Continental drift or whatever they call it. Well, fun fact, Appalachian Mountains never were split. They were always untouched. They've always remained like that. Them mountains is older than old. Go back and go look at the maps. All the way back to Tartaria, where we was one land. Appalachia was still there. You can see the mountain trail. Trust me, I went back for map, thousands and thousands of years. It's still in the same spot. So imagine those pharaoh people, those entities, they've been there longer than we've been here. I'm Cube of Lore. This is Cubecember, Dark December. For the rest of the holiday season, I'll have some Christmas dark stories for you guys. So if you like cryptid, paranormal, supernatural content, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. To stay on this side of TikTok, repost, save, comment, and like. More importantly, it's Christmas season. You watched this whole video, you enjoyed it, but you ain't follow me yet? That's crazy. But you're new here, so thank you. I appreciate you for watching this video straight through. But for my community, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Y'all keep me going. What y'all think about this? This story got me twisting and turning. Not even gonna lie. This reminds me of Romano. No? Like, I'm just tired of people just disappearing, and that's the end of it, cold case. No, you guys need to do some more investigating. What the hell? All right, let me know what y'all think in the comments, because the video getting way too long. As usual, it's only for entertainment purposes. It's all allegedly, hypothetically speaking. There's nothing in the Appalachian Mountains besides the people. Don't forget, I stream every single day, live stream, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. is scary story time every night. All the information is in my bio, captions, it's all over. So if you can't find me, it's on your own fault. As well as, don't forget to subscribe on my 2 channels on the Tube of the U, Cube of Lore, and my Cube Oxley page. Cube of Lore, obviously, you know, got the creepy supernatural content. And Cube Oxley, just me, fun, regular, you know, style content, vlog, mukbang, IRL. So tap in with me. 2026 is going to be a great year for us. We growing. So I'm just blessed, grateful, and thankful. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next video when I talk about this train, because this one is crazy too. Oh yeah, not to mention my favorite snack. I'm going to put you guys on, leave the link right here. I got 7-pack for $10. Free shipping because it's Christmas time. I could recommend you try the mango, like I said. Strawberry is fire. Grape as well. I don't see all of them. And it's a good alternative if you don't want to give your kids like candy. I'll be live streaming December 25th for 24 hours. It'll be Cubecember. I'll show you guys it then. They're made with real fruit. Real good. Ask and you shall receive. Welcome back, gang. It's your boy Cube. And I'm back at it again with another creepy, scary Appalachian story time. I've taken enough bullying from you guys, so I will be starting Appalachian series. So below, you will see a playlist that says Forbidden Lore Season 2 Appalachia. But y'all know I hate long intro. If you don't have time to watch this video, just save, follow, and come back later, because we gotta move on. So Ethan moved to the border of the Appalachian Mountains for work. You know, right where Kentucky meets Tennessee. I think I've talked about this area before. You know, one of those vibes, small town, one gas station, no street lights past a certain point. He said the locals were super friendly, but the rules were strange. He said one was don't whistle at night, don't follow lights in the trees, and if you heard your name in the woods, well, you didn't. So act just like you haven't. They never explained why. So one night, Ethan took a shortcut home along an old service road. Cutting through the mountains, the fog rolled in fast, thick, and quiet. Way too quiet. That's when he saw the lights. Not headlights, not fireflies, small, steady glows moving between the trees, like they were trying to keep pace with his car. So Ethan slowed down. Bad idea. The lights, they slowed down too. Then he heard it. Ethan, Ethan. Not a shout, not a whisper. He said it was like someone was standing right beside him. The only problem was nobody was there. When Ethan finally made it home, his neighbor was sitting on the porch like he had been waiting. The man didn't ask him anything, like what happened or anything, but he did say, you heard it call you. You heard it, didn't you? What? So Ethan suddenly just froze. The neighbor nodded. He said, that's why we don't answer here. People from the Appalachians always being cryptic. Like, tell us what it is. What's going on? I have so many supporters from the Appalachians, and they talk just as cryptic. I always tell you, don't answer, don't whistle, don't look, don't go up no fairy trails or stairs or nothing. But they never tell you why. So the next morning, Ethan packed up all his things. Yeah, all his belongings. They didn't finish the job. They didn't say goodbye. But as he drove away, crossing out of the mountains, checked his rearview mirror one last time. The fog was gone. Trees stood still. For a second, something moved along the road. Just like out of sight though, and still keeping pace. I mean, it's obvious to say Ethan no longer lives nowhere near the Appalachian Mountains. But here's the weird part. Sometimes late at night, when everything goes quiet, he hears his name. Yes, Ethan hears something, someone's saying his name. And it's never coming from the same direction twice, gang. Appalachian stories aren't meant to, like, you know, scare you, but they are meant to warn you. I'm Cube of Lore to be exact. If you like content like this, you want to stay on this side of the algorithm, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. You know, repost, save, comment, like, and of course follow. And subscribe to me. I also put my notifications on as well. Sometimes it gets shadow banned. I don't know. What y'all think the lights were? Were they spirits, fairy, ghosts, good or bad? Like, what was it? Why was it tracking and following him? I have so many questions. And what is going on in the Appalachian Mountains that weird stuff always has to happen? I have so many Appalachian stories planned for you guys. I had to start a whole series. This is crazy, gang. Don't forget, guys, I have 2 channels on the Tube of the U. Make sure you guys go and sub up over there. Great content on the Cube of Lore page. Very supernatural, cryptic, creepy, the stuff you guys like. And my Cube Oxley page. regular, duggler, life. Also, I stream right in front of my name, TWI. Yeah, that's the streaming app, and my name follows right after Cube Oxley. When you start the video, it should be right in the beginning, and it's in my bio. So make sure you guys follow and sub up. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. My community. Thank you for rocking with me. I'll see you guys in the comments. Let me know what you think. We're going to chat about some of this. If you're not one of my supporters, that's perfectly fine. But you won't be chatting with me in the comments. And trust me, I check. Ask them. I check. And as always, this for only entertainment purposes. All allegedly hypothetically speaking. I don't know what's going on in the Appalachian Mountains. Jake wasn't supposed to be deep in the Appalachian Mountains that night. He didn't live there. He was just visiting. He really had no business there. Welcome back, gang. If you're new here, I'm Cube, and I have another creepy, scary Appalachian story time for y'all. So y'all know I hate long intros. If you don't have time to watch this video, just save, follow, and just come back later, because we gotta move on. So Jake had driven out of state to see a woman he'd been dating for the last few months. She grew up in the Appalachian Mountains, like the real Appalachian Mountains, like the back roads, no street lights, thick woods on both sides. So this weekend in particular, one of her friends was throwing a party on the family's land. Sounds simple enough, right? Yeah, bonfire, loud music, trucks were lined up everywhere, people laughing, drinking, dancing. They was having a good time. The night seemed endless. Jake was definitely having a good time. He wasn't from there, so he didn't know they party like that in the Appalachian Mountains. I didn't know that either, but I'm not shocked. Jake had a few beers, couple shots, enough to feel that loosey-goosey feeling. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But not enough to black out. Just enough. Those few drinks you have when you start feeling nice, not drunk, like more tipsy. At some point during the night, the woman he had been seeing leaned over and told him to come to her place once the party, died down. I said, okay, sis. She making the first move. Sis say you ain't come here for no reason. You looking to be munched, crunched, and hunched. I know that's right. Ladies, when it comes to your wants and needs, stand on business. So Jake only left for this exact reason. It was after midnight. Full moon hung low over the mountains. Jake figured the drive would be quick. Just a few miles down a narrow road. Cutting through trees. There was no houses, no lights, just forest. The road curved and dipped like it had been carved into the land instead of built. Jake rolled down the window, letting that cold mountain air hit his face. Music playing low. Then out of nowhere, Jake felt it. That sudden awareness that someone or something is nearby. He slowed the car down without realizing he was even doing it. That's when something stepped out the trees. At first, his mind tried to explain everything away. Oh, it must have been a deer, maybe a bear, or it could have been a large dog. But then it stood upright, gang. Not fully, just enough for him to see the shape was very wrong. It was tall, like almost too tall to make sense. Long legs, and they were bent backwards. Thick fur covered its whole body, matted and uneven, like it lived in the wild its whole life. And the head, a canine head. Long snout, upright ears. But what fully stops Jake's breath was it was female. The body had shape to it. A visible chest beneath the fur, wider hips, a feminine structure you couldn't miss. Jake said this wasn't no mindless animal charging at him. It was standing still. It was watching. So at this point, Jake's car comes to a full stop. They were close, maybe about 30 feet apart. That's close enough for me. Moonlight hit her just enough to show the texture of the fur, the rise and fall of her breath. Her eyes reflected the light, sharp and focused, but not aggressive for some reason. Very aware, more curious. Then she tilted her head slightly. The same way dogs do when they're studying, Jake could not move. His heart was slammed into his chest. His brain is trying to scramble for excuses. He's drunk. This isn't real. This is just the mountains playing tricks on him, right? Then, gang, she took one slow step backwards and vanished into the trees. No sound, no branches breaking, just gone, gang. So Jake just sat there froze, looking stupid. I mean, I probably would have been doing the same thing as him. Hands gripping the steering wheel still, breathing hard. After a full minute, he turned the car around and drove back towards the party. He didn't go to her house at all that night. The next day, Jake mentioned seeing something on the road. No one laughed though. One man just nodded and said, yeah, people see things out here. I swear, everybody that live in the Appalachian Mountains, y'all are so just calm, cool collected when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's actually a superpower, because you know you always hear about mass hysteria if you know they reveal everything that's real, but the Appalachian Mountains, they show you that's not true. There's no mass hysteria there, and they've been having weird situations going on for years, ever since they probably been born there. Those people don't even have their blinds open at night. Mine is currently open right now. I don't know if I could remember rules like that. I would have got by something already. So Jake left the mountains that afternoon. To this day, he still thinks about the way she looked at him. Not like a prey, but almost like he didn't belong there. Like she knew he wasn't from that area. I'm Cube of Lore to be exact. And if you like content like this, and you want to stay on this side of the algorithm, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. That's repose, save, comment, and like. And if you're new here, make sure you follow me. I have a book that's dropping in April that has a lot of these stories in it, so you don't want to miss out. Don't forget I have 2 channels on the Tube of the U, Cube of Lore, with all my creepy supernatural content, and my Cube Oxley page. So make sure you guys sub up over there as well as I'm a streamer. So make sure you follow my stream on Twitch. It's Cube Oxley. It's right here, and it should be right here in my name, in my bio. Some of y'all think my name is Twitch, but y'all know my name is Cube. That's the website. That is the app. Just trying to make it easier for y'all to find me. And as always, gang, this is only for entertainment purposes. It's all allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I don't know nothing. My supporters, let me know what y'all think in the comments. So you think it was a female werewolf or a female dog man? Would that be a dog woman? I don't think I ever heard of a female dog man. Or could it be something else? I would love to know what y'all think in the comments. And if you're not one of my supporters, that's okay. That's fine. You go ahead and comment away. You won't be speaking to me. Trust me, I check everyone. I know who's supporting and who's not. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, gang. Welcome back to Cube-cember, Dark December. As y'all can see from my title, I have another Appalachian family scary story based on Christmas time. So go ahead and go get your snacks, your drink, your hot chocolate, your eggnog, your coquito, whatever you do. Y'all already know y'all already know the snack. Come on. If you watch any of my other videos, y'all know this is my new addiction. I got about 7 of these just for $10, and I have a box full of them. And it tastes exactly like the fruit. It's crazy. Even though this little pocket is not for that, I got some snacks stashed in here. If anybody else wants to send me some gummy candy, let me know. Y'all know it's my favorite. Okay, let's get right into the story. See, the thing about Appalachian people, they don't really ignore knocking at night. But this family learned why some knocking should never be answered. This happened in the winter of 1946 in the Appalachian Mountains. Of course, deep in the mountains, there's a family that goes by McCreary's. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's MC, well, lowercase c, capital C, R-E-A-R-Y-S. So McCreary's, right? Yeah, we're gonna just go with that. So the family name is the McCreary's. Henry McCreary lived in a small mountain house with his wife Lillian and their teenager son Caleb, as well as their youngest daughter Ruthie. Their home sat at the end of a dirt road that only got plowed about once a week. In winter, once the snow fell in the Appalachian Mountains, you on your own, gang. I lived in Pennsylvania for a little bit, and the snow is no joke. Your back, your arm, your legs are gonna be burning just from shoveling your little sidewalk in front of your house. So I couldn't even imagine living in somewhere like this. So Christmas had just passed, house was quiet, cold was sharp. On the night of December 28th, the knocking started. Not loud, but more polite. 3 slow knocks on the front door. Well, Henry checked the window. No one was there, of course. And then he opened the door anyway. This is when I'm like, oh shit, Henry. He changed his name to Henry Danger. He's more like Henry Danger at this point. Cause why would you do that? Lily had to stop the story and Lily rubbed my head like, why? So immediately, gang, cold air rushed in, but the porch was empty. No footprints in the snow, nothing. And I'm over here assuming like, that cold air was a spirit, entity, something you didn't want to play with. And this is crazy. This is the first person I heard in the Appalachian Mountains that opened up their door. Everybody that lives there knows, do not open your door. Don't look through the window. Actually have your window covered and your door covered. Just a little I know from them and my community that lives there. This is what they say. So I don't know what's wrong with Henry, but let's continue the story. An hour later, knocking came again. Same rhythm. Same little pause in between the knocks. Not really like how I would knock. Lily begged Henry not to open up this door. Like, this is the second time, like, Bro, are you okay? But this was the Appalachia. Some people out there don't ignore anything. He said you don't ignore a knock in winter. I don't know who told him that, but cool. So Henry opened up the door again, gang. Still no track, still no one there. That's when Caleb said something that made the whole room go silent. He said he'd been hearing the knocking from inside the walls. Later that night, the knocking moved. It came from the back door, then to the side of the house, then the bedroom wall. And it was always 3 knocks. Always slow, always followed by complete silence. Just before dawn, Ruthie just started crying, and I don't blame her. She said someone was standing outside her window though, knocking softly on the glass. Henry at this point refused to look, and I'm like, Henry, Henry, now you refuse to look? I feel like Henry invited something in their house, but that's just me. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. By morning, the knock stopped, but so did the McClearys. The neighbors came to check up on them. Later that day, the door was unlocked. The fire was cold. Everyone's coats, boots, shoes, everything was there still. There was no footprints coming in or leaving the house. Only one strange detail. On the inside of the door, the front door I'm talking about, there are 3 small marks, as if someone been knocking on the other side of the door. No one ever found the McClearys, ever. Locals say knocking is a test. So again, gang, this was in 1946. I'm sure the rules in Appalachia was to maybe not ignore knocks then. But now it's 2025 in Appalachia, the rules still follow. If you hear knocking, you don't answer, because whatever it is, you don't want in your house. So I don't know if this man and Henry, his family, was the beginning. Maybe he's the reason why people stopped answering their doors and looking out their window. Yeah, Henry was way too brave to me. So the McCrearys reported missing by their neighbor, Elias Boone. Elias lives about a quarter mile down the mountain and was the last person to interact with them and to see their house intact. The crazy part is only came over because he saw smoke coming from the chimney. So Elias' grandchildren that was telling his story said he warned them every winter and told his story. So I'm assuming stories like this are just constantly passed down in the Appalachian Mountains. But this is crazy. This is scary. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm Cube of Lore. This is Cubecember. Dark December. If you like content like this and want to stay on this side of TikTok, don't forget to engage from the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, like. More importantly, if you new here, go ahead and follow me. What's wrong with y'all? Hundreds and thousands of people be creeping my page. For what? Just follow. You won't look like a weirdo. My community, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you in the comment. The rest of y'all, if you're not a supporter, I'll just see you then. Don't forget to put my notifications on too. They got me shadow banned and I don't know what I did. I do know what I'll be talking about though. I have 2 channels on the Tube of the U, Cube of Lore with all the creepy content, and Cube Oxley, more fun content, more vibes. Don't forget I stream every day, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern is scary story time. If you have a scary story time you want me to tell, drop them in the comments. So come join the live stream. All the information is here. It's in the cap, it's in my bio. I don't know how it's hard for y'all to find, but yeah. And my gummy candy, I seen a couple of you guys messages. I'm gonna add the link right here. It's gonna be right here in orange, so you guys can pick your flavor. And I do get commission from it. So come on and help your boy out. It's only 10 bucks, free shipping. All right, gang. I'll see you in the next video. People that grew up in the Appalachian Mountains are taught rules most outsiders never even heard about. And there's a reason for that. Welcome back, gang. It's Cube of Lore to be exact, and I'm back at it again with another story time. So if you don't have time to watch this video, just save, follow, and just come back later, because y'all know I hate a long intro. Can't wait on y'all. You gotta move forward. So the woman in this story, name is Lacey Whitaker. Lacey grew up deep in the Appalachian Mountains. Her parents still live there to this day. A small house surrounded by thick forest and very narrow gravel roads. But Lacey doesn't live there anymore. When she was younger, her parents actually sent her to live with her aunt, who lives a few states over. They wanted her to be in like better schools, have better opportunities, a life that wasn't limited to the mountains. I'm not from the mountains, so I don't really know much about the community, but I have a lot of supporters from there. So is it one of those things, like one of those small towns and areas you need to like get out of town and never come back? Because if you don't, if you stay, you'll be there stuck for life. Is it like one of those towns? But there's small towns like that all across the world. Some people get out, but some people stay in. It's just like Hollywood. A lot of them from small towns that we've never even heard about. and there'd probably be the only one star that is from that town. So it's very similar to that. Well, I'm just asking y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments. So Lacey left around like 16 years old. College came after that, then soon work, adult life, of course. Years went by before she really went back home. She would really just talk to her parents on the phone for most part. But one year, it was around fall season, when Lacey was in her mid-20s, she decided to visit her parents for the weekend. And the moment she got there, gang, it felt like she was stepping back into a different world. The woods was darker than she remembered. Night was even quieter than she remembered. Like, where the crickets at? Her parents was still just as serious about the Appalachian rules they raised her with. Don't stand by the windows after dark. If you heard someone calling your name from outside, no, you didn't. You didn't hear anything. And if you see something in the woods that doesn't make sense, no, you didn't. Again, you saw nothing. Lacey used to think those rules were just mountain superstition until the night she heard something outside the house. It was late, the kind of Appalachian quiet where you can hear the wind moving between the trees for miles too. Lacey was in her old bedroom when she heard heavy footsteps moving through the gravel in her driveway. Not walking, but pacing. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. At first, she thought maybe it was a deer or someone's dog just wandering up the road. But when she looked out the window, she saw something standing near the tree line. Mind you, gang, Lacey got no business looking out that window. You're not supposed to do that either. But hey, she already did, so let's just enjoy the story. She said it was tall, too tall. The legs was bent wrong, almost like an animal standing upright. The moonlight, it caught the dark, matted fur that's on this creature's shoulders and its head. The head looked like a cross between a wolf and a man, she said. Lacey froze, because that's when that thing lifted up its nose in the air. Like it was smelling into her house, like it knew someone was inside, gang. Then it turned its head slowly and looked directly into Lacey's window. Lacey dropped to the floor immediately, gang. Her heart was pounding so hard, she can literally hear it in her ears. And I hate that kind of fear. That has happened to me before. You can literally hear your heartbeat. She remembered at that moment every rule her parents told her. Don't look, don't acknowledge it, pretend you basically didn't see it. Give it no power. So Lace stayed on that floor for almost 10 minutes, gang, before she heard the footsteps, walk back into the woods. The next morning, she told her father what happened. He didn't laugh. He didn't even look surprised. He just sighed and said something that made her stomach drop. That's why we always told you, don't look out at them windows at night. And according to Lacey's father, that's not the only rule that the people of Appalachian Mountains live by. Not even the most important one. There are a lot more. They're just rules as outsiders that we don't even know. And one of them have to do with the things people call the Appalachian Pharaoh people. But that's a whole different story. If you want a part 2 about the Pharaoh people, let me know in the comment. And I got y'all, of course. I'm Cube. This is Forbidden Lore Season 2, Appalachian Mountains. And if you like content like this, you want to stay on this side of the algorithm, don't forget to engage at the bottom up. Repost, save, comment, and like. My supporters, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all to death. Thank you so much. I do this for y'all. If you're new here, I appreciate the support still. Thank you. But friend, why you didn't follow me? Go ahead and follow me. I post daily. I'm a streamer. I stream daily as well. And on top of that, I'm writing my own book. A lot of this lore will be inside of there. It's kind of safer just to write all this down rather than keep talking about it and them hunting me and looking me down and, all that other nonsense. And as always, only for entertainment purposes. All allegedly, hypothetically speaking. Love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to subscribe to my channels on the Tube of the U, Cube of Lore, with all my supernatural creepy content, Cube Oxley page, and of course, subscribe to my Twitch, Cube Oxley. It's literally my name, my bio, it's all over. I'll catch y'all in the next video. After people on the internet talk about the Appalachian Mountains, they don't even know what it is and even where it is. The Appalachian Mountains is a cultural region, older than probably the world itself. It's in the eastern part of the United States, stretches all the way from southern New York, all the way down to northern Alabama and Georgia. So it's about 2,000 plus miles. It's home to one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world, older than the Rockies, and it includes like part of the 13 states. But Appalachia isn't just mountains. It has its own culture, its own music. They got their own dialect out there. Probably why y'all say Appalachian. Other people say Appalachia. Traditions, food, they got a bunch of different kind of stuff just for their community. They got a good generational roots. For years, Appalachia had a stereotype. Allegedly supposed to be poor, isolated kind of people. It's supposed to be quote unquote backwards, but not at all. I have a lot of supporters from the Appalachian Mountains. It's some of the best people. They know more than me and you when it comes to the paranormal, supernatural world. Trust me. Ask them. Y'all don't understand that isolation they go through, that actually preserves a lot of history, a lot of folktale, and all their traditions basically. Not to mention there's feral people that live in those lands. That's always why you hear stories about mountain rules. You can't just do whatever you want out there. There are rules to this game. Well, it's definitely not a game, but y'all know what I mean. Probably a game to the creatures and entities in there, but not a game to us. No. Because they got strange lights out there. Too many unexplained encounters and experiences and occurrences happening in those woods. So it's not all just horror. It's history mixed with a little oral storytelling, which makes it, little creepy, little scary, makes it into a horror story. When people are talking about the Appalachia is different, they're not just talking about the mountains. They're talking about everything. The whole area, the culture, people, everything. Completely different from us. Could y'all imagine having nighttime rules at your own house? They do. Trust me, they follow. Windows and blinds are not open at night, and they will not open them. If anybody calls their name or they hear somebody call their name, you will never see or hear them answer. Never. Did y'all know it stretches across 13 states? Let me know in the comments, because a lot of people didn't know. I didn't know that for a long time. This is the Appalachian Mountains Explained. If you have any more questions, don't be afraid to drop them in the comments. I try to answer as many as possible. I know my Appalachian community, they'll be able to answer some questions as well. But I know a lot of you guys come to my stories. I do a lot of Appalachian stories. You guys are like, what is going on? It's okay, gang. I got y'all. It's your boy Cube of Lore to be exact. If you like content like this, you want to stay on this side of the algorithm, don't forget to engage with the bottom up. Y'all already know, repost, save, comment, and like. And if you're new here, go ahead and press follow. What you waiting for? For the rest of the year, I have a lot of great stories coming. Not to mention, if you didn't know, I am writing my own book based on supernatural and paranormal experiences like I talk about in my content. Because y'all know, some things are just safer to, write down instead of talk about. I don't want no problem. As I'm saying this, just reminding me, all of this for entertainment purposes. It's all allegedly, hypothetically speaking. I don't want nobody to look for me. I don't want nobody to question me. I don't want no problem. Nothing going on in the Appalachian Mountains. Don't forget, gang, I have 2 channels on the Tuba View. If you see this from the Tuba View or the talk, make sure you subscribe to Cube of Lore and my Cube Oxley page. As well as I stream, so make sure my streaming app, it is Cube Oxley, the same name. Right here in my bio, it's right in my name, Twitch right there. So make sure y'all tap in with me. So stay tuned. My book, Ancestral Shadows. Let's just put it this way. You guys will know exactly where some of these stories come from when you read this book. I'll catch y'all in the next video. My supporters, only my supporters. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. I do this for y'all. Can't stop, won't stop. We're going up this year, gang. If you guys would like to donate towards the book, DM me, email me, let me know in the comments, because the book has its own separate banking and receive their own donations. Even has its own cash app. $ Ancestral Shadows. So yeah, let me know. I'll catch y'all in the next video.